What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh community? It's Saturday, and that means it's another day at locals at Paladin's Game Castle, and I cannot be more excited today because I changed the deck up a little bit, and I'm feeling pretty confident with it, but at the same time, a little kind of worried. It's just, I'll show you guys the deck profile very quickly, and I'll talk to you guys what things I added, what things I changed, and what I'm hoping the deck would do, could do with these new changes. Starting off the deck profile, we have the usual rundown of the heroes of 3 Stratos, 2 Shadow Mist, 1 Liquid Soldier, 1 Honest Neos, and then we have the Destiny hero package of 1 Plasma, 2 Malicious, 1 Denier, 1 Celestial, and 1 Dynattack. I am still playing this engine just to go into another Destiny Fusion Destiny target. Then we have the Adusted Gold, as well as the Vision hero package of 3 Ferris, 2 Increases, and 2 Vions. Now, I have not changed anything about that. Even the Stratos, I still debate between like cutting one out and putting something else because I always side deck one out, but I decided to keep them. Now, I actually took out hand traps. I am no longer playing any hand traps. These are the only monsters that I am playing now, and that's gonna be a big change. Now we are going to spells. We have the usuals of 3 Fusion Destiny, 3 Mass Change, A Hero Lives, E-Call, Polymerization, Miracle Fusion, Dark Calling, Rhoda, Foolish, and I decided to main deck 3 Dark Ruler No More. Now, the main reason about this is because, well, I don't have Forbidden Droplets, so if I had Forbidden Droplets, that would definitely be this. But just gonna run with Dark Ruler No More to shut down all my opponent's monsters, and hope for the best with that. And that's just one of the main reasons I decided to move it from the side deck to the main deck, and we're gonna see how well it does in today's tournament. Then I have the last of 3 Infinite Impermanence, the only hand trap that I am running in this deck. Now, I am a little, I don't want to say nervous or scared or anything like that, but I am a little like, how's this deck going to perform without hand traps? Now, it's probably going to be a really big departure from the first deck profiles, and I don't know, I'm just kind of maybe relying this on being a going second deck after looking at it a little bit more with the whole Dark Rulers No More. If I happen to go second, if I happen to go first, I know the plays that I'll go when I go first. So it's, you know, it is what it is. I just want to test out new versions, you know, weekly at the very least. Or if they happen to run the way I like them, I'll just keep them the way it is. Then we go to the side deck, the extra deck. I put 2 Cross Crusaders because last week we only played 1. And I missed having the second one. So we do have 2 Cross Crusaders, and we took out the Vision Hero Trinity. Now, I wanted to keep Trinity in the deck so badly, but I just decided to cut it out because I rarely use it. So I figured, let's take it out and run the other Cross Crusader because we both know we're going to use this one a lot more to bring back a Destiny hero. And if you happen to not use your DPE's effect, you can bring it back with this card. So that's why I bumped it back up to 2. Then we have the Wander Driver as well as the Dread Decimator for our Link extra hero monsters. Then we have the Elemental Hero fusion monsters. We have the Elemental Hero Sunrise. I don't know why I was going to say Shiner. We have Elemental Hero Sunrise, Absolute Zero, and the Shining. That's why I was thinking probably the Shiner, but those are Elemental Heroes. Then we go into the Destiny heroes. We have the 1 Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, then the 1 Dystopia, and the 1 Dangerous. Still have not summoned this card at all, but it's there in case if I do need to get a search by sending any Destiny hero and Shadow Mist to the graveyard, so I can use Shadow Mist's effect to get a search. Then we have the Evil Hero Malicious Bane, such a great card. Then we have the Mass Hero cards. We have the 2 Dark Laws, still really good, and 1 Blast and 1 Acid. Now I've seen some deck profiles actually cut a Dark Law and make only 1. Now I was debating that, but I really want to keep Dark Law at 2, so that's why I'm having it at 2 for a while. We'll see how well this tournament goes, and maybe I would add back like Trinity or even Vision Hero Adoration. I believe that's the name of that one. I think I have. I do have that card, but it just requires 2 heroes, you know, so that's pretty cool. Now we're going to go into the side deck, and this is where I did most of the changes. I have the usuals, 2 Token Collectors, 2 Nibirus. Those are pretty standard, but then I added 2 Draw and Lock Birds. Now, I was mostly thinking about like Bird Up, getting a bunch of searches, and then some other decks that do get searches, and I'd rather try to activate this so I could shut down their searches, so they'll have to, like, you know, play with what they have. Now, that's my like reasoning for this card, and we'll see how well it does. I was like debating actually getting rid of these Draw and Lock Birds at first, but now I was like, you know what, let me put them in the side deck and see how well they do, because they just weren't doing anything for me for the past couple of weeks. But now it's like I miss it, so, and Bird Up really does a lot of searching and stuff like that, so I rather try to test it out one last time. Then we have our 3 ofs, the Artifact Lancia, Bird Up, and PK Fire. And we have the 3 Cosmic Cyclones, those just for back row removal. Now, one card that I'm adding in as a text that I used to do back in the day, this is probably well known already, is 3 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. This is to destroy your opponent's spells or traps, which ones ever you pick, because you do have a majority of dark monsters that you will probably go into, mostly the extra deck. And if you want to get over like a target, or if your opponent targets a monster or they're going to destroy it, or something's going to happen, or you just have a dark monster that you want to tribute and you want to get rid of like your opponent's spells, say you're playing against Sky Strikers, you could destroy all of them and everything they draw for the next 3 turns. And I think about like Altergeist, I could destroy the trap cards. Outlich is Outlich is not really the best one to do that because they have graveyard benefit effect. But if you have this and maybe Lancia, you probably couldn't do something, you know, you could activate this and then like activate Lancia as well, so they can't banish from the graveyard to do their grave effects. I don't know, it's something to do there, but I really wanted to do the Epidemic Virus and just try it out, see how well it does this week, and if I don't like it, well, we'll just cut it. So yeah, that's the changes that I did to the deck. Definitely a lot more changes to the main deck, and essentially I'm just more in the way of trying to get into my combo pieces a little bit quicker, having more setup plays than like relying on hand traps. I've seen some deck profiles take out hand traps and only have like infinite impermanence, but some deck profiles actually had forbidden droplets, and I don't have any of those, so I have to run the Dark Ruler no more, which I think will be alright. You know, I don't think it's gonna be terrible. And just the side deck, I did decide to add in like 2 Droll and Lockbirds and adding in the Eradicator viruses, mostly because I can probably get rid of my opponent's spells or trap cards depending on what the matchup is. If it's like an Outlich matchup, I don't think I want to get rid of their trap cards, but yeah, I'm pretty confident with the deck, and I used to run Eradicator back in the day, and it helped. It actually helped out quite a lot. I was thinking about adding Imperial Order, but I want to have access to my own spell cards, and I don't know. I just decided not to put it in the deck. I do have an Imperial Order, so I was like, nah, let me test the Eradicator viruses and see how well they do. It's been a long time since I had them in the side deck, so thankfully I actually had them in this weekend, and I'm just gonna be putting them in and see how well they perform. Now today is supposed to be a YCS qualifier for Vegas. Now that did get canceled, however it's probably gonna be a remote duel now, and if it is, the tournament is still probably going to be going on. If it does happen today, then it's going to be 5 rounds instead of 4. But if it's just a regular tournament, then it'll just be 4 rounds. We won't find out until we get there, but it's still going on the website and everything. So I'm still expecting it to be a qualifier match, which will be 5 rounds. So that'll be really cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to record every single matchup just in case. But, you know, if I do, I'll definitely get you guys the breakdown of every game that's going on. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited today. It's another day of Yu-Gi-Oh! And this time I'm going to remember to activate DPE's effect in the graveyard so I can special summon it back and not have a repeat of last week. That was bad. And next week, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a vlog video. I might be having something going on next Saturday, so I'm not entirely sure just yet, so I don't want to say yes or no. You guys can follow me on my Twitter account, and I'll have more information, like saying, oh yeah, episode happening this week or something like that, you know. And the week after that is going to be the Battle of Chaos, a sneak peek event, so I'm definitely going to go to that. I'm hoping that the Necromancer, wait, was it? I forgot what the TCG exclusive. They revealed only one of them, and that's the promo for the event. So I'm hoping that archetype is good, but it involves rituals. So I don't know. I don't feel too ecstatic about that part. So hopefully the deck could play at its own, but can be mixed with rituals as well. So we'll just have to wait and see when more stuff gets revealed. Hopefully soon. I mean, that's like in what, 2 weeks? So where's the Battle of Chaos news? Where's the content creators opening up the packs? Hopefully sometime on Monday they'll start doing that, so that'd be really cool. Anyways, gotta get ready and head over to locals really quickly, and I'll see you guys when we get there. Wish me luck, Papa. I'll take that as a good luck. Hey guys, so a little bit of an update here. The tournament is only going to be 4 rounds, and that's just because I guess not enough players showed up. There are, I think there's 14 players, but there has to be like a little bit more than that to get the 5 rounds. So 4 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh is completely fine. So we just wrapped up game round 1, and I played against my boy Aaron, playing his Bird Up Tri-Brigade Lure Lust deck. Now he went first, and he was popping off pretty good actually. He had the Fractal sent to the graveyard, then he sent Kit to the graveyard, and then I can't remember what else he sent to the graveyard. I think it was a Lure Lust because Nerval was in his hand already. So then he accidentally misplayed and normal summoned a Sapphire Lure Lust. He was supposed to summon Nerval and then that. He did try to take it back, and then like after he realized what he did, but considering this was a YCS kind of YCS qualifier thing, I am gonna be a little bit more strict with how people are gonna be playing. So like I hope you guys can understand like right now, and you know, so when he noticed that mistake, he ended up scooping because he realized he messed up. So yeah, there was that. It was just a misplay. He normal summoned the wrong monster, and he decided to scoop it up from there. I guess he might not have had anything else. I'm not entirely sure. So game 2, he starts off. He's doing pretty well. At least I think he's doing pretty well. He has a Fractal, and I can't remember what else he sends to the graveyard. But here I'm thinking he's going to be playing pretty good. And then he does have the Nerval, and then he summons out. He banishes 2 from the graveyard. I actually activated infinite permanents, but he had the Crossout Designator in his hand, so he stopped that. And then he summoned out the Link 2 Tri-Brigade. I can't remember the name of it, but she lets you special summon 1 from your hand, beast related monster from your hand. So he links off the Nerval to go into Almirage. Then from there he activates that monster's effect to special summon out, I think, Fractal, and then he goes into Apollosa. Now he sets a card, and during the end phase is when I'm realizing, wait a minute, hold on, we need to go back because you can't use Almirage as a link material, because when you use Nerval's effect you can only use these beast related cards for the rest of the turn as link materials. Almirage is a Cyberse. So we went back, we set up things, everything was corrected. Had I not remembered that, I would have to gone against an Apollosa, but I did have a Dark Ruler no more, so that would have negated it. I don't think I would have had too much of a problem, but he just would not take any damage. So then it became my turn, and I just popped off like crazy. I opened up with 3 Fusion Destinies, and okay, so I summoned out Stratos, uses its effect to get a search. All I could actually search was a Dusted Gold because I didn't have any other hero in my hand to go into like a Ferris play. And then from there, I just activated Fusion Destiny, sent Mali and Denier to the graveyard, and then I just comboed off. I basically ended having the Dread Decimator, Stratos, the DPE, and I also had Malicious Bane. I used Malicious Bane's effect to destroy all cards on his field, and just from there he proceeded to scoop, and the only card he had set face down was Crossout Designator. So yeah, we got round 1, feeling pretty good. Not exactly sure what to be playing against later today, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident, and we don't have any hand traps still, so we'll see how well that works. We do have the infinite permanents though, we just don't have like Ash Blossoms or Effect Failure. Like I said, I took those out, and I am feeling pretty good. Only 4 rounds, that's fine. It's Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'm completely fine with that. But anyways, let's get back in there. There's still a lot of time going on right now, so let's see if we can pick up anything while we're in there. We just finished up round 2, and we were playing against Megalith. Now, I've never played against Megalith in person, but I have been playing Master Duel, and I actually had to play with a loner Megalith deck, so I kind of knew what they at least did. So for the most part, my opponent was popping off pretty decent. I never played the deck, so I don't know what exactly the end board style that you want to do, but I would later find out that my opponent was thinking that I had Nibiru, so he was trying to play around Nibiru and would always stop at the 5th summon. And yeah, he would just proceed to pass there. So he would set up some fusion, some ritual monsters. He would set up the one that he could summon 1 from the deck. I can't remember the name of it but it was the one I needed to worry about. But thankfully, I had the infinite permanents in my hand, so I activated that during the standby phase because its effect can only be used during the main phase. So I activated that. Then from there, I proceeded to pop off. I had the Stratos. I summoned out the Stratos. I got the Search. And just from there, I just really did proceed to pop off. It was really good. It was an OTK play, and Yeah, the Malicious Bane. This Malicious Bane is coming in clutch today. And I used Malicious Bane, so I destroyed all of his monsters, and then he just proceeded to take all the damage, so that was over 8,000, so that was game 1. So game 2, my opponent goes first again, and like I said, I think he's popping off. He has the incantations that he does use, reveals it in his hand to special summon another one from the deck to get some searches, and I think, I'm not sure what the end game, the end board for Megalith is. I don't know if he was in a good position of having a good play, but he did end off with that same monster that during the main phase quick effect special summon one from the deck by ritual summoning, and he summoned out another one, but it doesn't do anything. It can only be used during his turn. And he did have the field spell, so all of them were protected from battle at least once. So thankfully I just had to go into try to get an Abiru. I had to go into getting Malicious or the Absolute Zero to pop all of his monsters by a card effect, because it does not protect against that. So what happened was that I opened up with the Stratos again. Opened up with the Infinite Impermanence, and I activated Impermanence to shut down that monster again. Then from there, I proceeded to pop off yet again. I summoned out the Stratos, got the Ferris, sent Mali from my hands to the graveyard to summon out Ferris, and then I went to the usual combo plays. Went into, the Cross Crusaders, the Increase, the Vions, and then got the Searching. The deck just, man, I freaking love my hero deck so much. I kept searching and everything. It was really fun, and I just liked the deck so much. So I went into Malicious Bane yet again, popped all of his monsters, and there he just proceeded to scoop it up and giving us round 2. So we are now 2x at the tournament, and yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Now for this matchup, this wasn't a, I don't want to say it was it wasn't as, I don't want to say not competitive, but it wasn't like I knew what the Megalith monsters did. So the side cards, I just really added Droll and Lopper, that was it. So I didn't really have to worry too much about it, because I had like Cosmic Cyclones, that's not gonna do much. I had the Eradicators, which could have stopped the spells, but I really didn't see it was gonna be playing out that much. And yeah, it was fine. It worked out very well. I was just so happy that I opened up with the Stratos again and the Infinite Impermanence. I don't know what the game could have been, because I think they have a Megalith that would destroy a card on my field, so that was kind of what I was trying to get around with. And yeah, this worked out very nicely. So we are going to get back in there and hope for the best for round 3.
I choose a top deck with 1 bird.
In about 6. So I'll hit you for 12.
Game 1 of round 3, my opponent is playing Flu Wanderers, and he opens up with the Dimension Shifter, which is really going to be very problematic for my deck. He adds a Book of Moon with his Spot of Duality and sets 1 card and passes. I activate Rhoda, and I get the Stratos, I summon a Stratos, and I get a Search. Now, I am under the Dimension Shifter, and I'm just trying to play it safe. Like, a lot of my cards do require needing Graveyard. They have the graveyard effects and stuff like that, so I'm just have to be like, I can't send anything to the graveyard because they get banished. So from here, I just use the Fusion Destiny, go into DPE. I should have summoned it into attack mode, and I realized that I should have summoned in attack mode, done some more battle damage here, and I could have popped his face down during the end phase. I screwed up. Now, it's his turn. He activates another Pot of Duality, and I believe he adds the Gold Sarcophagus to his hand. He activates it. He banishes the Eaglin. So, from there, he activates the Book of Moon to book my DP, but I chain it. So, afterwards, he activates the Field Spells, reveals Robina, and banishes, I believe, Crane. I can't remember the names of all of these. And then just a lot of chaining is going to be going. He's going to be recycling. He's going to be normal summoning, adding normal summoning. And that Empin is just a pain in the butt, honestly. So I would have to summon my monsters in defense position in order to get their special summon effects. And that card is just like, it's problematic. It's really problematic in my situation. So he adds the trap card that lets him normal summon a level 4 lower monster. And he proceeds to pass. So I have the Infinite Impermanence. I think I already had used it or something like that, but anyways, I'm just going around here. I'm using the Dusted Gold. I get the Dark Calling, but I don't have a level 5 or higher, so I summon out the Shadow Mist, and then he does use the Field Spell to summon out his other monster, and then from there I proceed to chain with the Mass Change to go into Dark Law. So after he adds a monster to his hand, he will have to, I believe he does have to, he has to normal summon, and then I would activate the Dark Law's effect. Now here's where I always had to mention that, you have to normal summon a card to resolve the effect of it, and then my Dark Law would actually be able to resolve afterwards, so that way I can banish 1 less card from his hand. So I'll have less options to choose from when banishing a card from his hand. So that will happen like here and there. And this is where he's going to go get a ruling about the Shadow Mist. Now, Shadow Mist effect will activate because it was in the graveyard when it did activate, but since he had banished it, he thought it would not activate, but because of the new rule changes. But we did get a judge confirmed, and yeah, it will proceed with the effect because it was already activated. Now, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the heck am I going to do against this Empen because it negates all my special summon monsters effects. So he adds the Scowl to his hand, and then he's going to tribute those two, summon out Scowl, and then he's going to recycle some of the Fluwanderees back to his hand. And then, yeah, he's going off. He's playing during my turn. So now I have the Ferris in my hand. I send Liquid Soldier, bring out Ferris, add increase to the Spell and Trap Zone, tribute, summon out increase, summon out the Vion. And then, yeah, he books all my monsters with the effects of one of the Fluwanderees cards. I can't remember which one it was exactly, but yeah, I'm like, shoot, I needed that Vion so I can get a Polymerization. I don't think it was going to do much, but at least I would have had something. So I summoned out Mali, I sent that to the graveyard, go to the Cross Crusader, then I had the Dark Calling, was able to finally go into Malicious Bane because I had the Ferris in my graveyard. So I summoned out Malicious Bane, activated its effect to destroy all of his monsters on the field, and then I proceeded to just to attack, and then from there, I believe I passed from this point. Yeah, I proceeded. He's going to cut my deck and everything. So then it goes to his turn. He gets I believe he reveals the Rabina. He banishes the spell card. I can't remember what it does, but he lets him tribute a card on my field as one of his tribute requirements. And then he summons out the Rabina. Then he summons out the other one. Gets that spell card back to his hand. He summons out that. He's going to banish Scowl from his deck. And yeah, he's just going to activate that magic card. He's going to tribute, I believe, my Malicious Bane. He gets the Apex Icon. There's a lot of things going on around here, guys, so I'm actually keeping up with as this recording is going. So, yeah, as you can see, he's trying to go off here, so he does get rid of my Malicious Bane, summons out the Apex Avion, attacks my monsters, and then he has a pretty good board. So I draw, and I flip out the Vion. I activate Vion's effect to banish to search, but he negates that and destroys it. And then I just summon out the Increase. I link those together, summon out the Wander Driver. Then from there, I activate the Miracle Fusion, which I did have, thankfully. And I believe I summoned out Absolute Zero here. Yes, I summoned Absolute Zero, which will trigger the effect of the Wander Driver. So then he activates that trap card to let some additional normal summon. It just, I believe it just, and then he recycles one of the vanishes. So then from there, he'll summon out, yeah, he'll summon out Scowl. I was chaining to the effect of that, so that's why you see this card getting, he played it off a little bit early before I can even try to do the chaining. And so I bring out the Acid, and because Absolute Zero was sent to the graveyard, it was going to destroy all of his monsters. So I don't know if it actually helped. I don't even know if it did it or not. But anyways, I summoned out the Shining, and from there he just proceeded to scoop, and we went into game 2. Now, game 2, my opponent's going first, and that first match took 25 minutes. And from here, we're playing on the clock here. And my opponent's going first. That Pod of, what is it called? Pod of Prosperity. He gets the Rabina. And this deck is just insane. He summons out the Empen again, and that's just the problem card that I have the most against. And he gets the map, and I just don't know what to do against this deck. I don't know what to side in. I sided in Droll and Lockbird. That's all I had. And then he also summons out the Barrier Statue, and he has the Dimension Barrier. And I'm like, oh shoot, I'm locked from fusion summoning. So here I am. I'm going off a little bit because I can't do any fusions, but I can go into my Link monsters. And you guys are going to see me goof because I forget we're under Dark Ruler No More because I activated it to negate all of his monsters. And I think that I can try to do some battle damage. So you guys will see a goof from me. I summon out the Plasma. I tried to attempt to absorb his Empen. And yeah, I proceeded to do his Empen. I equipped that. And then I summoned out the Nair from the graveyard, banished another Mali, went into Wander Driver. And then from there, I went into attack. And then I dropped the Honest Neos thinking I'm going to do some damage, but we are under Dark Ruler No More. So I messed up on that one. I should have held on to the Honest Neos. That was just my fault there. So I get rid of his monsters. Then it becomes his turn after I set 2 cards. After his Pot of Prosperity, and he's going to get the Book of Moon so he can flip my Plasma because that card shuts off all of his monster effects. So he targets out Plasma. I chain my match change to go into Dark Law. And then that's really going to help my opponent just because Plasma was able to shut off his monster effects, but just that Book of Moon, man, he could just book my monster and it's no longer going to work, you know? And then, yeah, summoned out the Dark Law. I'm going to be banishing a card from his hand. And this was a recurring thing that he has to search and then he has to normal summon.
So from there, Dark Law will have to activate it. He tries to add the card to his hand and makes me try to banish, but that's not how it works. He has to summon out a monster first because the whole effect has to resolve. But anyways, he goes into the Mega Monarch Ryza, and then I think he bounces, well, yeah, the Dark Law and the back row, then just attacks over. I activate Increase to place it in my spell and trap zone. I draw, I summon out Increase, but yeah, it's just not going to really do absolutely anything at this point. I summoned out the Dark Law because he was going to do something with it, so I activated Mass Change. And I'm just like playing on the grind game. Like, I have absolutely nothing here. So you guys see me struggling. I scooped and that was it.
Blue Wanderers is definitely a deck that is really hard to navigate around because I don't know what to hit. I don't know exactly what to stop. And considering I'm no longer running hand traps in the main deck and all I had was Dark Ruler no more, it's kind of a little bit difficult, you know? So it is what it is. It happened and we did get a tie. So we are now at 2 wins, 1 draw, and 0 losses. So feeling pretty good going into the next round, but just I need to figure out something to do with Empen. I don't think I'm going to be playing against Empen all that. I'm sorry, not Empen, Blue Wanderers. I don't think I'm going to be playing too many of them. I think there was only 2 players in today's event that only ran Blue Wanderers, and I just don't know. I got to figure out what exactly to hit and what to like stop or what really hurts the deck because they could go off, you know, and it's just sometimes just difficult to like, you know, go around it or anything like that. So I just had to summon out. My monsters have to be summoned in defense mode as long as Empen is on the field, and that just becomes a pain in the butt because he could just negate the effects if I summon in attack mode. So I have to summon in defense, and if I summon in defense, they can't attack because they're in defense mode. So yeah, I just have to figure out a way to like navigate around the deck so I'm a little bit more prepared next time. So we did get the tie, and now we're gonna go into round 4.
Game 1 of round 4, my opponent activates the Cyber Emergency, and he's going to be adding some Drytron cards to his hand. Now, excuse me for not knowing what these Drytron's names are, but he adds the one that lets you search a ritual monster, then he summons out the one that lets you search out a ritual spell card, and he tributed the Benton so he can get the Herald of Orange Light to his hand. Then he goes into the Xyz monster, which can use any of its Xyz materials as the ritual summoning requirements for any monster that he needs. So then he's just going off. He has the Gamma to resurrect one from the graveyard. He summons out the Herald. I can't remember the name of that one, but he summons out that. He also has the Herald of Ultimateness on the field. He has the artifact Dagda as well as Anaconda. So when he activates Anaconda's effect, he's going to use Dagda's effect to set the Scythe, and then he summons out DPE with Anaconda, and that's just a really good setup. So then during my turn, he activates DPE, destroys the Scythe, and then special summons it. I have the Dark Ruler or more, so I activate that, summon out the Stratos, but it's not going to matter that much because he had the Orange Light to negate it. So I'm like, yeah, let's activate Fusion Destiny and see what we're going to do, but that's not going to do anything because I'm under Scythe. So from there, I just scooped, and we're going to game 2. And now my opponent's going first. I made my opponent go first, so he activates the Nova, special summons out one for the deck. He searches out Benton. Sorry if I'm not trying to do as fast as I could here. So I dropped the draw on Lockbird, and that's gonna put him at a disadvantage right here because he's not gonna end as much of a powerful board as he did last time. So he goes into the Drytron Xyz to send one from his deck to the graveyard. Summons out Gamma. I believe he overlays those. I'm sorry, links those two to summon out Verte Anaconda. He activates it, but I have the Infinite Impermanence to shut that card down, and then from there, I believe he proceeds to pass. Yeah, he proceeds to pass. And then it's my turn. So I'm thinking like, okay, what do I got here? We summon out the Bion because I think I had Stratos in my hand. I was debating which one to go into. So I had the Shadow Mist. I sent that to the graveyard because I can add Mally to my hand. I sent Mally to the grave to summon out Ferris from my hand. And then I was just going into some plays from now. I did mess up and not use the Ferris's effect, but I can't remember if I only had one increase in my deck because I sometimes sent it out. So that might have been a blessing in disguise because then it would have been like an illegal activation. So anyways, we're going into the Sunriser. I get the Miracle Fusion. I like setting up some plays and going to the Malicious Bane, destroyed all of his monsters, and he proceeded to scoop. Now we're going to game 3. My opponent goes first. He activates the Cyber Emergency to get a search. Then he summons out the Herald. I believe he sends the other Herald from the extra deck to the graveyard to get a search of Benton. And yeah, my opponent is definitely just going to go off to have a very similar board as the game 1. And I do not have Dark Ruler no more. I have no hand traps to stop him. As you guys know, I did cut the hand traps from my deck, and I'm really missing them actually. So I might have to reconsider adding them back into the main deck. Now my opponent is just going off, and there's nothing really I can do. And this is actually kind of refreshing, just going against another deck that I have not played against, because I'm pretty sure I have not played against Drytrons, and I really like playing against new decks. You know, even if it's a deck like this, I prefer to play against new decks so I can get a broader scale. Like I can get a wider scale of every deck that I'm going to be playing against, you know? So it's really cool. I enjoy these kind of matchups. Now, my opponent is just going off. You see here, he's setting up some decent boards, and I believe he's going to go into the Dagda and the Verte as well. Yeah, okay, so he's going into that. Then he activates the effect of the Verte. Then it's going to activate Dagda. He's going to set the Scythe, summon out DPE, and already that's going to shut me off, you know? So it's going to be a pain, honestly. So he's... and he did leave it right there to give a ruling to some people that asked for one, because he does have some judge. He is a judge. And yeah, so that's why he left for a little bit. So then he activates DPE's effect to destroy the face down, the Scythe. He summons out the Scythe. It's going to stop me from going to my extra deck. Woo! So I summon out Stratos. I get a search. I believe I add the Honest Neos so I can try to beat over the Herald of Ultimateness. He did drop the Draw and Lockbird, so it shuts me off from... Basically, I had E-Call as well as Fusion Destiny in my hand. And those are both dead now. And I have Ferris in my hand. I'm trying to go into some plays and see what the heck I can do here. He's letting me go off a little bit. And I'm just like doing this cautiously, because I don't know what I can end off with. But it's from the increases that he stops it with the Herald. So all I goes into the battle phase. I attack Herald with my Stratos, and then I drop the Honest Neos during the damage calc. But he does not use the effect to negate it, so it gets destroyed. And I'm like, all right, well, that's all I had. All I could really do. I set a card pass. He summons out the DPE during the standby phase. Then from there, he summons out Herald. I think he sends Ints to the graveyard to destroy my face down, so I activate the Mass Change, targeting out my Stratos to summon out Blast. But I believe he does stop that. Oh, yeah, no, he pops DPE. He pops it with DPE, so I can't even go into Blast. So, yeah, he definitely got the better of me on that one. So... this is the power of Drytrons, and the deck is really good. I do like this deck. It's just not doing as well, I guess. And I guess I can understand that, but it's really refreshing playing against a new deck, and I just really enjoyed this. This is a buddy of mine, Augie. I haven't seen him in a while, and it's really cool. And yeah. Anyways, he's setting up Borosaur Dragon, and I knew that was it. So yeah, we were done.
Man, Drytrons can go off when they get the right cards, and let me tell you, I have not played against Drytrons at all, so it was actually really refreshing to go against the deck. And at least I'm pretty sure I have not played against Drytrons. I'm very sure I did not, and it was just really cool to go against the deck like this, because I actually used to play that back in the like online simulators and stuff like that. So I was playing that back when Benton was at 3, you know, online. I never played it in person, but it was definitely a deck that really went off. And when you have that Herald of Ultimateness, whoo, man, if you don't have like Dark Ruler No More or Forbidden Droplets, that card's gonna be annoying. So thankfully I opened up with Dark Ruler No More just so I could try to get rid of it. But yeah, it just it helped out for one, but then at the end of the day I lost. So that just brought our record to 2-1-1, and I think I got 5th or 6th. I can't remember, but we did get a pack of Dawn of Majesty. Spoiler, I got nothing, so I didn't even record it. I did not expect to get anything at all. The only good thing that got pulled that day was probably a Scout Buggy, but I don't know if everybody opened up their packs. Pretty sure they did, but Scout Buggy was the only card that got pulled, so yeah, it is what it is. And since this was a YCS qualifier match, you know, I forgot who got first, but they are going to be going, they're going to be doing the remote dueling, I believe. So they're going to have like 2 buys. I think they're going to have like guaranteed 2 buys. So that's really cool. And it was a fun day. It was definitely a fun day of Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, and one really awesome thing was that from a buddy Mario, I got the Jaden Yuki token. You guys can see that. Sorry, I know I'm trying to. There we go. The Jaden Yuki token. And I think it looks really cool. I like it. It's really neat. I'm trying to get a lot of Jaden Yuki tokens. Not just this one, but like different variants. You guys seen my Japanese one. And I'd like to get the other Japanese ones that came out, but they are expensive for the ultras. So I'll probably have to get the rares. But anyways, it was really cool. Fun day. I did not do any trading. It's cool. And we did get a better experience with the deck. I do like the version of it right now to try to get into our combo pieces, and going second kind of was like the theme of today. Like going second, I didn't really initially thought of it going second, but that's actually what it was in my opinion. And not bad, not bad. Now, will I be adding hand traps back in? I'm not entirely sure. I'm debating doing it, because adding in maybe Ash Blossoms would not have been bad. Effect Veiler, yeah, you know, I'm missing those cards. And Dark Ruler No More definitely did help. It helped a lot. But if I had Forbidden Droplets, I would definitely add those in. Probably take out the Imperms. And no, maybe not. I don't know. You know, it's difficult to figure out what to take out and what to put in to replace it. I don't know. There's like so many ideas that I would like to test out, but I like testing it in person and not in line. So it is what it is, you know. So I am satisfied with how the deck performed. Had we finished up that Flawanderies matchup, maybe it could have been a little bit different, and maybe I would have probably either been 3-1 or 2-2. Who knows, you know? So it is what it is. But I definitely had a really good time, and hey, we got this token, so that was really cool. I liked it, and I am still waiting on the card sleeves to come in, so that's probably going to take a little while, probably in a few weeks. And yeah, next week I may not be going to Paladins. I'm still in the dark about it. If I do go, I'll definitely do another video, but if I don't go, there will not be a vlog video. If you guys follow me on my Twitter, I'll post you guys about it, saying like if I will be going or not going, like an episode will be happening, you know, or anything like that. You know, I'll keep you guys updated. So as of right now, that's gonna wrap it up for the video, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please hit the like button, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section down below if you have any input with the hero deck. Oh, also, I did not use the Eradicator Epidemic Viruses like I thought I would have, but you know, I still like them. Maybe it's just the matchups that I went against that just didn't really like, yeah, let's put these in there. You know, I didn't even use the Cosmic Cyclones. I just didn't, you know, go against back row heavy decks or anything like that this time around. So maybe I'll take them out, or I'll just keep them in for another week and see how it does. So go back and forth. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.